wow, I could have done that in 6. The par was 7 for that, and I could have gotten that done in 6. That was 5.85. All right, what am I doing? Okay, there's no point. The drill's simple enough, right? 2 and 2, 2 and 2. What I wanted to show you guys are the basic modifications that I've done to my Glock to make it as useful as possible. We're not going for the word fast. We're going for the word useful. And the first one is probably the one that I would say is the most controversial. Because when I show this to people, they get a little crazy in the comment section. This is a Glock Gen 3. If you have a Glock Gen 5, I love that gun. I will never go to a Gen 5, and here's why. For me to go to a Gen 5 means that I would then have to machine off the slide catch that's on this side. Because whenever I shoot right-handed for injured shooter classes, every once in a while I miscalculate and I end up doing that little thing with the thumb that locks it open. And I've been to classes where I have watched shooters go 3 mags through a gun and have lockback malfunctions, and the instructor doesn't even understand why it's going on, which drives me insane. And the student certainly doesn't understand why, and I kind of kindly suggest that it's thumb position, and once they modify the thumb position, the problem goes away. So what I say to you, if you have a Gen 5, consider doing the following. If you're a lefty, take a Dremel tool and slice off the external portion of the mag catch of the slide catch lever, because you know on the Gen 5 it looks like that. I would slice off this thing right here. On this side I'd take it off. If you're a righty, consider taking that one off, and it will take out of the equation your shooting hand thumb's ability to ride upward on that thing and cause that malfunction, which I'm telling you guys, I've seen a ton. To date, I've been to 83 professional firearms training classes. None of that counts the garbage I did as a cop. All those are professional level training courses. And no. And I have seen this happen time and time. And we're talking from every handgun, so it isn't just Glock. That's the first thing that I would mod to get off the gun. The second thing that I would do is, if you're going to have an optic, have a proper OEM slide cut for you for that purpose. A lot of the drop-in slides are great, but the geometries are a little bit different. They cause problems when you're trying to play nice with holsters. And OEM slides, if you can afford it, to send it, I would send it to Doug Preston. That's his logo right there. This is a slide that I've had since 2014. Actually, I've had it since before that, but I sent it to Doug in 2014. And he did this, what you see on the screen. And I've run tens of thousands of rounds through that gun, probably in excess of hundreds of thousands of rounds through that gun, or through that slide. The frames have probably changed 3 times over the years. I still have the original frame though. It's still in service, but the point is, I had these laser, custom deluxe, carry deluxe package from AIM Surplus done, and it makes a huge difference. But from a mechanical standpoint, I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, slide, have it properly done by someone who knows what they're doing. Doug Preston did mine and then coated it in Magpul OD Green Dynamite. And now it actually accepts an RMR. And then I've got just a basic set of Ameriglow, and I forget what the number is on these, but these are the lower of the suppressor sights, and I can still visualize them through the optic if I had to. But since this is an RMR 04, not an 06, it runs on fiber optics rather than batteries, so it's never going to go out. And the tritium vial on the inside also keeps it glowing for 20 or 30 years. And should it ever go out, it goes back to Trijicon and they take care of it. So, yeah, there's that. So everything else is pretty much OEM internally, with the exception of the ZEV V4 connector. Sorry, the V4s are no longer available. If you find some, let me know. I'd like to buy them. They're that good. But Zev Pro, it's not phenomenal like the V4 is, but it's decent. I'd steer clear of Ghost products. The owner of Ghost is Cockroach, and his products are just, I've tried them, don't even try. Guys, do not get in the comment section, because I literally was at a class where this man fitted some of his stuff into my gun and gave me, and I'm just going to say, gave me bullshit reasons why his stuff was better, as if I was dumb and I didn't know the difference. And I tried his crap and I was like, no, I'm good, you can have it back. Okay, I'm sorry, I have zero respect for that guy. I sent the Glock in to AIM Surplus and they undercut the trigger guard. I've never had this little cut right here on any of my guns. I've never really felt that I needed it. Turns out I was wrong. It does lower the handgun. Every little bit of modification you can do to a gun to lower it into your grasp, the better you're going to have, the better time you're going to have in controlling that gun's desire to constantly flip up and out of your grasp, which is why the gas pedal cut is such a big deal. And I asked them to modify the gas pedal cut to make it flat, to make it horizontal rather than slightly vertical, because their design goes like this at an angle. My hands are so huge, my thumbs go way far forward, and I prefer to have a flat pedal cut so that my thumb doesn't end up getting into the slide and potentially retarding the slide, because it doesn't take much to retard the slide when it's in recoil, and I just want to stay out of this area. So this gives me the ability to get my ginormous thumbs along the frame without actually getting into the slide area. Glock OEM barrel. I've got AIM Surplus 416R barrels, but I just kind of like the black look, so I stuck with this. The grip plug is something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about anymore. When you try to get a mag in there, the edge of the casing can sometimes catch in that little cutout area in the Glock, but the grip plug covers that area so that the mag slides in cleanly every time. I used to paint those areas white, but I've done this for so many years, I know where the mag well is on the Glock, so it's just a matter of index finger along the front of the magazine. Notice my eyes are closed. Index finger along the front of the magazine, and based on proprioception, we know where the tip of our finger is and where the tip of our nose is, because God wired us that way. Just like we also know where the tip of our finger is and the tip of our hand is, or the edge of the hand. So this sends the mag into the gun cleanly. I don't have to fish around for the mag well, but this right here ensures that that rim of the casing doesn't have any opportunity to hang up in the back of the mag well. It's happened to me. I've seen it happen to many people in training. It is a problem. It's a real problem. It's not the grip plug is not a solution looking for a problem. It is a solution to a problem. All of this stuff, I will tell you this, all of this stuff that you see here on the gun is not necessary. I had this slide done this way because back then I was training with Frank Proctor a fair amount, and Frank Proctor does a loading technique where basically, well, we'll just leave that there, where basically the gun locks back, the mag goes in, and then you roll over the top, pinch, and you're back on the target. And so this wasn't for press checking, it was actually for reloading. It's very efficient. Now I do what I call slap rack, which is mag out, mag in, because my index finger goes along the side of the frame on the slide catch, and these are Vickers tactical slide catches, and I basically just mash my hand. I'm not pushing down, I just mash my hand against the side of this frame, and when the mag goes home, the slide automatically strips the first round off and there's a round in the chamber. Because, and we'll leave it at this, because there's your loaded chamber indicator, and I will close with this story. Many of you have heard this, but if you're new to the channel, you've never heard it. Many years ago, I was at a training facility that is known for abusing students. You already know. You guys who know me already know who I'm talking about. And I went out there to the class, and the instructors were being their usual retarded, abusive self. They said, "Drop your guns in the dirt." Well, in my case, on the far end of the range where I was, it was mud. So I dropped back then I was shooting a Glock 19, dropped it in the mud. The instructor goes along and he's stepping on everybody's gun, and he completely just mashed mine and the guy to my left and the guy to my right just mashed our guns in the dirt. And he says, "Pick him up, fire," and he gave a prescribed amount of rounds. So I picked up the gun, fired a round. The gun, as I go. I think the gun gave me 2 rounds, maybe 1, I don't know. But anyways, I did a tap, rack, and the gun went crunch, and I thought, I better stop, because if mud made it into the chamber, I could potentially blow that gun up. So I better just stop. So they had a 5-gallon bucket over by the creek. So I went back and was sloshing my gun around in there, and I realized, oh, wait a minute, this is a prime opportunity. So I take the magazine, the loaded magazine that was in my pocket, and I insert it into the handgun, and I rack it, and I feel the loaded chamber indicator up. I then strip the round out, drop the slide, loaded chamber indicator down. Okay, so I put the mag back in, rack a round in, indicator up. Remove it, indicator down. See what I'm getting at? All the years that I've been told the loaded chamber indicator could potentially fail, which is why you need to do a press check. No, I'm telling you the absolute worst case scenario was the mud from hell in the gun. Very, very fine Tennessee clay, silty garbage that was in the gun, and the loaded chamber indicator still worked as designed. Why? Because they work. So this thing that people like to do where they press check. Guys, stop, because I've seen that behavior in training when there's stress training, and I've seen guys literally just do a bunch of stuff like this. Whereas if you're shooting and the gun goes empty, all I did was get the mag in, slide went home, and shot around, and I know that there's another round in the chamber because it's as easy as sweep and then put it away. Instead of press, check, bump, bump. Remember guys, in a life and death situation and you put a bad guy down, the last thing you want to do is have a behavior that is embedded in your brain by rote behavior, rote memory, that you start doing a press check when the good guys come around the corner and you're the guy holding a gun in your hand and there's a bloody mess on the ground. So think about that. You're welcome to do whatever the heck you want. I'm just giving you my slice of information and knowledge because I have had active killer training, I have had combatives training, I've had medical training, and you're better off being seen rendering aid to either the piece of garbage you put down or the mess he made by shooting other people. So rendering aid when the cops show up, because the guy who's got his hands in it is not going to be taken as the threat. He's going to be taken as a helper, and you can always go back to the cops later and say, look, I'm the guy who put that guy down, and you can go from there. Don't need to hear about it in the comment section. Please, I'm begging you, don't go in the comment section and start posting your diatribes. I hate it when you people wear me out. I will stop there. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I thank you for your support of Tier1Citizen.com. I thank you for watching this video. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.